think that's on. Oh, that might be on. Okay, and there it shouldn't start, I guess, without a capacitor. We can see kind of, yeah, and did get the electricity to it, but I wonder though if it would attempt to start like that. Why not try that? Yeah, no. So, I don't know why I get kind of a little nervous about these capacitors. Probably shouldn't. It's kind of loose. You're right. Let's see if it will build up pressure. This one though, this was set for to shut off at 80, but I think this regulator is set for something higher than that. But it would actually start slowing down somewhere around 60 or so. And I'll probably stop it at 80 if it makes it up to 80. And this should be able to make it up to 100. Got a lot of dew around it, so I'm just going to do everything we do. Yeah, we're at 80, so I think we're good. Let me see if it will start back now. See, that's what it was doing, kind of that could be an unloader problem, actually. Some kind of situation with a valve inside of there. I wonder what would happen if I loosen that. It did make it up to 80, so let's see. So it was an 80-60, so hopefully at 60 it would be able to do something. Still having some issues. I wonder. I think there's maybe some more issues in the motor with some of the contacts and stuff. Interested to see what might be going on in the compressor. Might don't necessarily. I don't know. I think when I check the voltage, it shows to be like in the 60s to 40s, which I'm almost wanting to change the plug I'm using. Yeah, so we've changed the coming from a shorter distance and different with the extension cord to see if that just might be the difference. Right now we're at 45 psi. Maybe it is. We're at 60 right now. I mean, to me it doesn't load, so you know what? So I don't know, there's something with that extension cord, or maybe that outlet over there. Maybe just for long run it didn't like. Anyway, just now have a little capacitor. Okay, so we're at 80 right now. Oh yeah, so that was the deal. So now what I need to do is regulate this. So just a little diagnostic work here. I'm just curious to see. I'm going to plug it in here and then switch to place where I've got this one plugged in and see if it will start it now. Alright, so this outlet right here is probably at least 40 feet closer. But we still got our long run, so well, at least I'll be able to isolate if it's the problem with the cord versus the outlet. So again, isolation is your main thing with the doing some diagnostic. Alright, so that is this cord. Probably ought to just throw this cord away. Well, I won't throw it away. I mean, at least I'll save the wire. Copper wire. The copper wire is going to be good, I'm sure. Something wrong. I can use that for something else. So, we won't use that wire, that cord anymore. I don't know if there's anything else that I thought was messed up that I use this cord with. So now, I want to try it with that cord, but it's under that car's tire. So, can't quite do that. And then, is it the length versus the amount of amperage that it pulls, or is it the cord itself? So I don't necessarily want to get rid of it because it's a pretty extremely long cord. I would say probably 200 foot, either 100 foot or 200 foot. I think it's longer than 100 feet. It's a long one. Alright, so let's just look at this motor pack for just a little while. Let's see, we got a 1 horsepower. It's a 14 amp. 14 amps. So it probably actually gets up to 14 amps as it gets up in PSI. So I don't have some of my amp meters, so I'll be working on getting that. So I've got it switched now to this cord right here, also plugged in the same outlet right there. Not quite as long as this cord, so I'm just curious to see if it will be able to pull the load. Okay, we're right now at 50. see if it will be able to start it at 60. No, so as you can see, I mean, this is a good kind of experiment to see like amp loss and in your cordage. And the ability to activate a load. Let's try this back in again, just as a check here. Okay, so we got our kind of heavier gauge, same outlet, shorter run. This one's probably only about is it a 20 footer? Might only be a 20 footer, whereas the other ones were like 100 foot plus. Alright, so we are at 60, about 65, almost 70. No problem. I wouldn't have thought that would have made that much of a difference. But yeah, the distance versus amp loss and amp draw and all that stuff really makes a difference. Size of wire, just didn't have enough oomph to get it going. We're above 80 right now. We're almost at 90. Wow, that's just interesting. It's a good concept in real life. Practical purposes, I thought that definitely it did need the bearing switched out, and that had to be done. But I almost scrapped the motor because I was thinking that the motor was having some problem. Didn't factor in that one of the variables that I had done was I didn't hook it up to the regular power source that I normally do, which is using a good gauge indoor wire, which I'm not using that because it's been wet and it's been driven the breaker, and then putting it to an outlet over there, which that is like 100 foot run of wire right there that goes into an outlet and then goes into usually this heavier green, and I'd never have any problems before running it. But then I changed over and wanted to go with this longer, shorter, thinner, lower gauge extension cords, kind of try to make my life a little easier, and it really made my life harder. So, and I almost scrapped this motor. It's a perfectly good motor. The capacitor that I took out was a perfectly good capacitor. Now this was needful. I'm saying it was needful. Probably I changed this one out, but probably the old one was good. It just wasn't able to function right with the lower voltage that was coming through, about 60 and 70 volt. And the amperage, I don't know what, I wasn't checking the amperage, but the amperage was, definitely not great. So, I did a lot of work to this, and I didn't need to. But it was a good learning experience. So I did a little bit of research on that, with it being at 14 amps, 115 volts, it puts out 1529 watts. So would one of these cords power up a heater? No, they would not. It would probably be pretty dangerous. You would never want to use one of these smaller gauge wires that are really long, that have a really long run to power up the heater. Will it power up this? No. So in other videos I was saying the cord was bad, or maybe it was the outlet that was bad. The cords are good, the outlet's good. What was wrong was not factoring in the loss for the travel and the distance and the small gauge of the wire not being able to handle the load, that this motor was requiring when it got up to heavier PSI, more demanding PSI. Alright, for this particular regulator, off at 175, on at 140. I don't think this compressor can handle that. So if I turn this one, it's going to control both at the same rate. If I do this one, it will just control the cut out. So we'll see how much adjustment we got on it. That'll be interesting to see. So I'm going counterclockwise. Okay, and right now we're at 80. See, we're still plugged in, so let's go ahead and adjust on it until oh, we do have a lot of play in it. So right now it's at 90. And let's see. So it's cut on at 60. So I think I would actually want to go see if we might actually be able to get it this thing up to 100. We'll let it cut out at 90 first. We're able to get a good amount of adjustment on this thing. And I would want to raise the cut back in a little bit. Okay. So let's see. And I don't know what that one's rated for. So we want to go clockwise. Let's see. Actually, let's see here. Turn clockwise to increase cutout pressure without affecting cut in. Apparently I can't adjust the cut in. It cut in at about 70. And I'd like to get it up to 120, really. Like most compressors. Cut out right about at 100. So I'll do a couple more turns. So it's cut in at 75. It's cut in at 75. That's probably pretty decent. Okay, we'll just button it up now. So